family members and friends aren't easy targets to save and change from their present state. You can't fix them. They want to fix themselves or they won't fix themselves. And my uncle was a perfect description of someone that's in denial. They don't want to learn from someone that knows how to do it because they have personal conflicts that they're wrestling with. Because it happens. But I didn't have the resources or the mindset to deal with it appropriately. But because I know chances are I'm going to walk out there, I'm going to be rushing because I'm not taking the time to put the jacket on because I want to walk on the ground that says don't walk on the grass. Okay, I'm going to do the things I'm being told I can't do and shouldn't do. So the human part of me is doing exactly what the fuck you're going to do when you start trading or start watching these live streams. You're going to feel the impulse to do the very things I'm telling you not to fucking do, and you're still going to do it. Whose fault is it when it hurts you? Yours. But you don't want that responsibility. You don't want that. You want the responsibility of being able to take all the clout when you win. Put a ICT, I made this trade because you want other people to like your post. And I get it. That's cool. I'll like it. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, I'll like it. But I want you to be cognizant to the fact that you are expected to be responsible. Not just clout chasing or looking for approval or an attaboy or attagirl, pat on the back. You got to be responsible. When you make a mistake, own it. Are you worth investing the time this year in yourself the right way? I'm telling you, if you do anything outside of what I'm telling you to do, you're fucking doing it wrong. And the results won't come. You need it to be boring. You need it to be just observing one thing. Each day we're watching price and seeing how it moves and gyrates. And you'll get comfortable with seeing how it does this certain thing over and over and over again. It repeats these certain signatures that over and over again happens. And then by doing that, the setup that you don't even understand exists right now will literally come to life right in front of you in your chart. It will start resonating with you that this is the particular pattern that you like seeing me talk about. I may not even be referring to it as a trade for myself, but because I'm saying it should do this and then do that, you're like, I can see 5 handles in that. And then next time you do it, same thing happens. You already know what I'm going to say before I start saying it because you see that thing forming. He keeps talking about this, but I see this. So that's my setup. That's my model. That's my multiplier. That's the thing I'm going to gravitate to in trading. And then you work with that and let it grow. And you build more understanding as we go throughout the rest of the year. And then you start seeing more things build on that. And then your 5 handle moves become easily 15 handles and 10 handles, 20 handles, and then 15 handles, and then 30, 50 handles, and then 5 handles, and then back and forth. There's an ebb and flow. And you'll see how many times. How often does a 50 handle move occur in a month? When is it realistic to expect one? When should you only be focusing on 5 handles and be thankful that you got that and be out for the rest of the day? You're going to learn all that stuff. But I can't, and no one else can, communicate it in a book. You can't. You can't do it. It cannot be done. Trust me, if people were able to do it and they could encapsulate it inside of a book, it'd be out there everywhere and everybody would be copying it like they're doing me now. Making books and shit. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Smart money concepts. You just got introduced to the idea, folks. Just take your shoes off. Get comfortable. You're going to be here for a year. You're going to see all kinds of cool shit. And it's for you to learn and become better at it. Not fall victim to people that don't know how to do it. It's my prayer, honestly, for all of you to really find yourself in this. Even if you use other stuff in addition to what I teach. If it aligns with what you're doing, the times that it aligns, I'm confident, I'm absolutely confident that it will improve your understanding about price. And that's all I want. I just want to be a help. That's all. That's all I want from all of you, is to give me the opportunity to help you. That's all I'm asking for. You don't have to go out of your way, to constantly keep thanking me. We see enough of that already. Just put the work in and show me your results. That's all I'm wanting, okay? Because I know the rest will take care of itself. And once you get to that point, that confidence level, so you think right now, I'm saying this and I'm going to close it. Right now you have your job, or maybe you don't have a job, okay? Maybe you just recently got laid off, fired, the company went out of business, something to that effect, but no longer you have a job. Before that happened, you probably felt real confident that as long as you keep showing up to work, you got a job. That's a false sense of security. But you've lied to yourself and convinced yourself that it's true. Those working right now having a job, your job's not guaranteed to you, no matter how much you want to talk yourself into it. Oh, they need me. They don't fucking need you. They don't need you. You are just a number to them. One little small cog in the machine. And that cog that you represent is easily replaced by somebody else for less money. That's the environment they're creating right now. You don't see it, but it's what's happening. You're going to see a lot of people losing their jobs, and folks that are in college right now. You're going through school, working very diligently, I'm sure, studying and trying to carve out a certificate. Nothing guarantees you a job with that certificate. I had a GPA just under 4%, math and science major. That was me. That was me. I was writing programs in 6th grade after school, all from books that I got from the library. I wanted to be a video game maker. That was my aspirations as a little boy in Middle River School in 6th grade. The math teacher that everybody fucking hated, I loved him, because when school ended, he let me stay until he left for the day. He let me code, and I was just doing little games and hangman and things like that with basic language. And I was learning to code right then and there. And that was better than any college course I went through with programming, because I was passionately seeking how to do it on my own, instead of going to a class and listen to a guy bloviate about shit that, may or not even be the best way of doing it. But you're following a process. You paid for these credits. You're going to the class, whether it be online or in person, and you're expecting to fulfill this GPA to pass it, and then you get your certificate, and that certificate means fuck all. But well done. You wasted time and money investing in something like everybody else does in every other pursuit, unless you secure the job. Now, if you get the job and you love your job and you make really good money, then you are a success. But what happens, and I'm just posing this as an argument here, what happens if you work really hard to go through that college, and you get your certificate, and you get a high GPA, and you get hired at the job you're trying to go after, and you make the money, maybe even more, than you were hoping to make. But then you find out you fucking hate it. Do you have a plan B for that? Most people don't. A lot of people go through college, work very hard, do very well, get into the career they thought they wanted to do. When they get in it, they don't like it. Do you have an alternative? Because that's a lot of time and money to be investing in and not knowing for certain. Versus a skill set like this that can be a complement to anything that you're doing in life. Another stream of income that will help maybe replace whatever mistake you made as a career pursuit, or fulfill something that you failed in, because some of you dropped out of college. Some of you failed in college. There's room for all of you here. All of you have a place at this table. And you can come from all different walks of life. impoverished nations, well-to-do. I have all kinds of students, and they're doing well. Not every one of them, but I have students across a wide spectrum of different demographics, countries, language barriers, all of that stuff. It wasn't formidable enough to keep them from finding success. So you have no excuse this year. None. Not a valid one, at least. Are you going to show up every day? Are you going to dismiss anybody and anything that would be a distraction to you learning? My advice to you, and I mean this sincerely, don't talk about it. Okay? This is Fight Club. You ever seen the movie Fight Club? First rule of Fight Club: we don't talk about Fight Club. That's the first rule. That means you can't hear someone else's asinine opinion about what you're doing and learning unless you invite them in the conversation. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They have no idea what the fuck you're doing. And if you try to explain to them, they're not going to understand. They're going to think you're fucking crazy. First rule of Fight Club: we don't talk about Fight Club. That means your friends at work, you work with them. That's it. You don't make them partners in your endeavor on learning how to trade. You're not taking them out of that fucking job when you start making money, right? So why the fuck are you bringing them along right now? You want them to feel like you're getting ready to make some changes, man. You're making some fucking waves, and you're riding that motherfucker out on your surfboard and leaving them behind. And you want them to know about it before it even starts. Don't. When they come to work and you ain't there no more, then they'll know. Send them a fucking card 3 weeks later. I'm on the beach. Fuck off. See you. Your family. First rule of Fight Club: we don't talk about Fight Club. Because they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're only going to tell you their fears and reasons why they wouldn't do it. So why the fuck are you going to invite them in the conversation? They won't understand what you're doing. You barely do. So why are you allowing anybody else outside of what you're trying to learn to influence you? Because they're going to influence you. Why? Because you love them. That's normal. I did the same thing. And not one of my family members, not fucking one of them, said, you know what, Michael, you fucking deserve that shit. If anybody's going to do it, boy, you are going to do it. You're going to fucking be the trailblazer. You're the fucking one. Not one of them even gave me a fucking encouragement. Oh, like, I hope you do well. All of them said, yeah, right. You're going to be just like the rest of us. The rest of us? The rest of us? Motherfuckers, you retired. We're still working in retirement right now. I've been retired. Every one of my family members has money owed on their fucking homes if they own one. I have family members in my wife's side that are all broke. And I've tried helping them. I've put them in homes. I've put them in vehicles. I've given them money. And they still shit the fucking bed and blow themselves out. Some people you can't help. You can't help everybody in your family. And you think, I'm going to tell my friends because I love them. They're my boys. They're my girls. It's my clique. It's my people. It's my tribe. It's my circle. I'm looking out for them. I'm going to tell them what I'm doing. That's what multi-level marketing capitalizes on. The tendency for humans to want to do that. I'm telling you, don't. See a difference in the way I'm teaching? I'm upside down to everything else because this is what works. Fuck the bullshit. Your friends are going to want to learn what you're doing once you arrive. Then you'll have experience. Then you can probably tell them better. Right now, it's a pipe dream to you and them until you really do it. Stop making your fucking business somebody else's business to run. Mind your own fucking business. And don't let nobody else run your fucking business. They ain't going to run it like it needs to be ran. Their input is menial and minuscule compared to what you're expected to do on your own. Here, putting the work in, showing up every fucking day. They're going to take days off, every fucking day off to them. And you're going to let them into the conversation by saying, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing this. This is my goals. And they're going to feel like what? Oh, shit. They got a goal. They're trying to do something. Most people don't. They're trying to muster up enough strength to get out of fucking bed to drag their ass to work. And you're talking to them how you're going to change your whole fucking family tree. You're changing the whole trajectory of your finances going forward. Supercharging it for all of your siblings and offspring behind you once you arrive. Nobody wants to hear that, especially when they have no resolutions in their own life. Consider your friends right now. Who among your friends are successful? Chances are you probably don't have many friends that are successful. Most people don't. I didn't. I was the one. I was the one that grew up out of all that bullshit. And I tried my ass off to bring them with me. I had just barely enough, sometimes not enough, to keep myself going, let alone encourage them when they felt the adversities. So you're asking to win something that you can't win. That's a battle that you can't win. You can't encourage them when you haven't done it yet. And the only thing you're really doing is wanting them to think that you're making money moves. Hashtag making money moves, baby. You're living social media. That's what you're doing with your fucking friends, face to face. The best thing you can do is don't invite them to shit that you ain't proven to yourself yet. And don't invite criticism when you haven't even found your way yet. First rule of Fight Club: we do not talk about Fight Club. You don't tell your friends, you don't tell your family, you don't tell your coworkers what you're trying to learn here, because they're all going to give you a report card. And they're going to give you an interim report. So, how you doing in your so-and-so? Making any money yet? I see you're still coming to work, motherfucker. That's what you're going to get. That's what I got. Until that day, until that fucking day when Wheat gave me the move I was looking for. Fuck all of you. I'm out. Peace. And I told him keep my last fucking paycheck, and I never came back for it. And he never mailed it. Think about that. Yes, that's what it felt like. I didn't give a fuck. And you won't give a fuck either. You won't care about all the people that you know would have doubted you if you brought them into the conversation, but don't bring them into it. Don't do that. Because it's going to be a distraction. Because you love your friends, and you should. They're extended family. And you love your family. Even though it's dysfunctional as these motherfuckers are, you love them. You don't want them over your fucking house on Christmas. You don't want to see them on Thanksgiving, but you still love them. But these are the same motherfuckers that you're about to invite to the board meeting of Corporation U. U Incorporated. You're making them fucking honorary board members of U Incorporated. What the fuck are you doing that for? You already don't want to spend time with them, but you're going to invite them to the conversation about how you're going to find success doing this. Don't do that. Don't do it. You're setting yourself up for failure right away because it's going to be mentally draining. Not only do you have to keep up with the pace I'm going to put you through and the natural learning curve of going through the process yourself, because this shit isn't easy. You have to wrestle with yourself. And you're inviting all of the toxicity that lazy motherfuckers that everybody has in their family and their friends and their coworkers. Look at what your coworkers, look what you get away with at work. Some of you motherfuckers are listening to me fucking off on Twitter Spaces while I'm going off. And you should be working. You're cheating the man. You're getting paid to do something, and your head's in the fucking charts, listening to ICT fucking videos on the slide, keeping your fucking phone hidden underneath your fucking coffee cup, moving shit. Let me see where he's at right now. I'm gonna you. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're trying to cut corners and slacking off, how do you think your friends and coworkers are going to feel when you start finding success? It's going to cause static. Versus, now let me give you the flip side of this, is the right way of doing it, and I'm done. Quietly just go about your fucking business this year. Learning, collecting information, exercises, doing the drills, the homework assignments I'm going to put you through. Show up every day. You don't fucking talk about it. If you know your fucking spouse would lose their fucking mind about what you're doing here, just for this year, you don't say anything. If you can't make it work, it was no harm, no foul. You'll never hear them complain to you about, see, I told you, or you fucking did this and did that. Just quietly do it. It's not costing you any money. They're not going to be mad. But they will be mad if they think that you have emotionally and psychologically committed to something and then you can't find success with it. They're going to constantly find a way to constantly bring that shit up in your face all the time. Remember that one time when you thought that guy on the internet, that fucking scammer, he said he was going to do this, do that, and all of a sudden, what happened? Nothing. You're still fucking working, you fucking failure. They're going to throw it up in your face. Maybe not to that degree, but it'll happen. It'll come up when you don't want it to. The best thing you can happen, best thing you can do is just go through the process of learning how to do this quietly. Keep it personal. Your business is your business. You're at the helm. Don't make no waves. Don't be no waves. No static unless you make it. And how you get static? You got to rub up against something. Friends and neighbors, co-workers. Keep this part away from everybody. Guard it. It's a seed right now. A small little seed. You can choke that seed. You don't want that to happen. Let it germinate. Let it do what it needs. Let it take some roots. And then when that bitch starts growing and producing fruit, you ain't going to need to talk about it. They're going to see it. You're going to be doing shit differently. And when they find it in their heart to ask you, hey, what are you doing differently? There's something peculiar about the way you're living your life now. What was the changes that made you do what you're doing here? You look like you're finding success. And what the fuck's going on? You stopped coming to work, man. Where you been? Then guess what? You're equipped to talk about it. And you have been there. And you can say, yeah, this is the way I learned it. And this is what the guy said I should have done. And he was right. And the other people that aren't going to listen to this, they want their girlfriends to be a part of it. Nope. A divided mind. Nope. Can't have it. Because you're all going to do things differently. You're going to see a buy. They're going to see a sell. Wait a minute. What makes you? And you're going to get animosity like it was with my uncle when I tried to teach him what I was learning. I'm not sure if you heard that. That's my oldest son in the house. He's playing Xbox Live. He must have killed somebody. The point is, keep the focus on you. Do not invite other people to be able to provide you a commentary or give their opinion about why you're doing what you're doing, why it should be done differently, or why it's a waste of time. You taste it yourself. You find your own success, and everything that you would want to share with them, you'll have experience and the receipts to share it. And you'll be much more effective in doing it. Right now, you don't know anything. You don't have any way of encouraging them except for the upside that's possibly there, but you don't know because you haven't done it yet. And you don't want to be that friend that got somebody involved in meme stocks like these people on Reddit did. How many people you think had static in their friendships now after, hey, look, we're all in this Reddit group and this and that, and we're all going to make money because we're going to beat the hedge fund managers. Well, they're all fucking broke now. Hedge fund managers still there, but all those people on Reddit are regretting life right now. So don't invite toxicity. Don't make a divided mind condition where you have friends and family members or coworkers that you're trying to make profitable with you. Because I even did that with my uncle who knew about trading and was able to make money by luck and sugar. Made some money, bought a condominium down in Ocean City, Eastern Shore of Maryland, which was an accomplishment back then. But he couldn't find, he still can't. And I'm going to be honest with you, he's miserable. He retired from Verizon, got a buyout from Verizon, would spend an hour and a half one way driving down to Virginia from Maryland. Okay. owes more on his house than he has ever owed. And the house was $80,000 back in the 80s. And he owes more than that now, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, in debt, retired. And once he retired, he ran a lawn cutting business. And now he's delivering auto parts for, I don't know, some kind of auto parts place. And I asked him, I said, why are you working? No reply. He's miserable. He's not doing what he wanted to do as a young man, because he had a taste of it and never could do it. And what was his problem? He couldn't accept, and he said it right from his own mouth when we drove around one day, and I told him, I said, I want to help you learn how to do this. He cried to me, broke down and cried, and admitted, he goes, every time you tried to tell me something, I wanted to do whatever you said and do the opposite of it, because I'm jealous. I brought you to this. When you were 15 years old, I was talking to you at your grandmother's house. 14 and 15 years old, he was talking to me all the time. Richest people in the world, Michael, trade futures and options. Get yourself a good job, go out there and become an electronic technician, like he was at the time at Westinghouse, and learn how to trade futures. And I didn't want to hear that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm in martial arts. I don't give a shit. I wasn't even interested in girls. I was martial arts. I'm going to have my own martial arts school. And then here I am, running up a fortune in his home, renting his bedroom from him for $50 a week. He watched me do it. And he and his wife would ask me to pay for vacations, pool liners when they needed one. New fence was that was it. That was the breaker for me. That's just like, you know what, I'm getting taken advantage of. Raise the rent if you want. Okay, but stop asking me to pay for stuff. And I moved out. That was the uncomfortable point I needed to get out of there. But I tried to teach him, and he wouldn't do it. Everything I said, he would do the opposite. And then when I heard him tell me in tears, he goes, I'm jealous because why does God let you do this and not let me? And I said, you ever stop and think that God allowed me to learn how to do this, and now I'm your nephew and I could literally hold your hand doing it, but your ego and pride won't let you do that? Family members and friends aren't easy targets to save and change from their present state. You can't fix them. They want to fix themselves, or they won't fix themselves. And my uncle was a perfect description of someone that's in denial. They don't want to learn from someone that knows how to do it because they have personal conflicts that they're wrestling with. Here I am. I'm sitting right there in front of him. I'm telling him, I'm buying this right now, Uncle Stan. Call your broker and do the same order right now. What does he do? He fades it and goes the other fucking direction, and then loses his fucking money, and he's stomping around the fucking house, throwing shit around the house. And I'm like, what's wrong? You didn't get the target? Are you still holding it? No, I don't talk about it. And later on, he's pissed off, smoking cigarettes, and he's not a smoker. I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking cigarettes for? I just started. What? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. You start smoking, you're middle aged, okay? And I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna say nothing. He goes, where'd you get out in Bonds? 15 minutes before it closed. You went long. I sold short today. I said, what'd you do? Put it in the wrong order? He goes, no, I went short. I know. I don't want to talk about it. Well, apparently you do. You fucking brought it up. Okay, I'm walking away from you. You're bringing it up. And everything he did in his account, he showed it to me. Everything was fading me. Does that sound like someone that is trying to do the right thing or trying to compete with their nephew? It's competition. So friends and family and coworkers are going to do what? It's going to invite that same social media arm wrestling match. I'm better than you. You're better than me. Oh, I hate you. You got more influence over more people than I do. I'm jealous of you. Fuck that. That does not make you money. And you can't fix your friends and family and coworkers. You can't. You don't know what you're doing yet. Once you're able to do it, You can say, hey, this is what I did to do this, and it's going to take a lot of work. There it is. It's easy to do it that way. They're not going to fault you because they see what you're doing now, or then when you get to successful level speculation. And it removes any invitation for someone to bring toxicity to what you're doing and distract you. I've already warned you up front. It's going to be painful. It's going to be boring. It's going to be work. It's not going to be easy. You're going to feel like you're second guessing yourself all the time. It feels like you're never going to get it in the beginning, and it's normal. It's all part of this. It's absolutely part of every facet of learning how to do this. Nobody tells you that in their coursework. Nobody tells you in advance. And I told everybody before they join in on mentorship, it's going to be hard. And it would be better for you not to fucking join. The last group, I tried to talk them out of it. Guess what? Some of them realized once they got in, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it was. Yeah. You're competing with yourself. And look how formidable you are when you want shit your way. You're just like me. They name roads after you, one way. And if you're used to doing it your way, and your way is counterintuitive and counterproductive to how I'm telling you the proper way of learning how to do this is, this wrestling match is going to go on a long time before you relinquish your grasp on what you think you should be doing and how you should be learning versus someone that knows how to do it and can do it and is teaching you properly. And stop arm wrestling me. It's a whole lot of mental baggage that you have to contend with when you're brand new. Things that you're going to worry about that aren't really worth worrying about, but they feel like they should be worried about. And the things that you should be focusing on and concerning yourself with, you're not going to want to do it because it feels like there's no benefit in that right now. And that's where people fall victim. Trading, once you know what you're doing and know what you're looking for, is easy. Finding successful, profitable setups is easy. Absolutely easy. It's next to impossible in the beginning because you're in the way. You want to be taught this way, this style. You want me to put my videos up by this time of the day. All of that is going to be a conflict internally for you. And you have to adjust and adapt, just like you'll have to do as a speculator. The markets aren't going to deliver a setup every single day like you want it to. You might go in with a bias that's bullish and it gives you a clear reversal. You know, if you try to do what you're trying to do at the beginning of the day, now it's going to result in a loss. Are you going to take the reversal? Some of you will be, nope, I'm never going to do that. And that's going to close my charts. And guess what? That's wisdom. Others are going to be more flexible and say, you know what? This is what I was expecting. It's not there. It's obviously going to go lower. I'm changing gears. I'm adapting. I'm going in there. No problem. Guess what? Does it make you a better trader? This means that you know yourself better than the next person. And others are going to say, fuck you. I'm not going to change my bias. This is the way it is. And if I get stopped out, I'm okay with that. And guess what? That's wisdom. You know yourself. You're not going to be wrecked emotionally and psychologically because you took a loss. You know that chances are you're probably going to lose, but you're going to follow this system and you're going to keep the loss at a minimum. Okay. All three of them are right. All three of them have different results. All three of them are comfortable with the results. See a difference there? Versus it has to be the best outcome all the time or it's unacceptable. That's what new traders like me, when I first started, that's what I thought was realistic, and it's not. Books and teachers and gurus have a tendency, and I am guilty of this too. If you just watch a few of my videos at certain points, it sounds like it's a sugar fest. Like it's just easy, go out there and pluck the dollar bills off the tree and it's going to be a cakewalk for everybody. No. If you listen to every one of my videos, you'll hear me talk about what I've been bloviating here. You're going to have to work your ass off. And you're going to have adversities. You're going to have things challenge you. And that's good. You want that because when you go through those moments and you press through and you can still find consistency, you're never going to be fearful of going into drawdown. It isn't going to be a factor for you to want to quit. And you need that because there's going to be lots of things that's going to make you want to quit. The easiest way for you not to want to quit is don't trade with live money until you know exactly what you're doing. because everybody quits when they start trading with an account with real money before they should. Everybody quits that. Everybody does. That's why the percentages, if you believe the statistics, that's why it's so high that 90% of them lose their account the first 30 to 90 days. That statistical probability that is always going to shine through on a trader that has no model, no respect of risk, that goes in there and just keeps on buying, over leveraging, and adding more contracts, even when they're in drawdown. That type of stuff results in that. And think about what they've learned. The books say all the same shit. Sure, they might say control your losses and reduce risk and have a stop loss, but they don't teach you how to wrestle with it. That's what I'm telling you in all these boring parts of these videos or in these spaces. This is the stuff that you need. You need this. You need this more than you need an entry pattern. You need this more than you need to know how to know when a fair value gap is going to stay open. You're making mountains out of anthills. And you're trying to climb Mount Everest in shorts and flip-flops with other things that are more weightier. Like, you're avoiding the things that I'm telling you that this is the stuff. This is the stuff that's not in books. This is the stuff that you're going to have to wrestle with, and it's going to be the catalyst for you to quit. How do you endure it? How do you identify as this is normal? I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Don't do the foolish things, and I will get the results I'm looking for. It won't be a straight line from start to finish to success. You're going to have this ebb and flow, up and down, peaks and troughs. And every one of those things needs to be logged as an experience. What you feel, what anxieties that you feel. Not that you're beating yourself up, but you want to recognize, it's realistic for you to recognize, admittedly, I'm feeling apprehension about going into the market because the market looks like it's indecisive right now, and I don't have a clear depiction of what I think the weekly chart's going to do. But if I have to make a decision, I would side on the market going higher. And this is why. And then at the end of the week, you go back and refer to how you felt about that instance. If you're right, you commend yourself. I'm glad that I was able to have the confidence to record in my journal, not take a trade. Okay, totally different. Because what you're doing is you're fortifying your mind with positive self-talk. Even when you have a bad negative response to an engagement, we'll do a live session, right? And I'm expecting the market to do certain things. And maybe humanity creeps in that day and you see me get it wrong. You're going to go into your journal, if you journal at all. You're going to say, oh yeah, ICT got it wrong today. I'm second guessing all this stuff. This probably feels like a scam. This isn't working today. This pattern didn't work. If there was a smart money entity out there, it would have never let this fail. The algorithm's probably being changed. Everybody's watching the live stream. All this negative stuff you're dumping into your journal or holding it in your head is going to compound over time. And it's going to prevent any new understanding or learning by your experiences with the concept and me sharing it with the live. You won't learn. You're building up walls. And it feels like you're protecting yourself from a letdown. You don't want to do that in your journal. In your journal, if you do something wrong or if we experience an outcome that was not favorable, like we were wanting something to pan out in the marketplace and it doesn't happen, you can go into your journal and say, okay, this is what we were expecting. I was expecting to see this happen in the market, but we observed this. What I've taken away from this instance is I shouldn't be worrying about the amount of money, because even though this was wrong, it would have been a measured amount of risk that it's palatable for me. So this is not a letdown. This is not a chasm that I can't cross. It just means this is a speed bump. And I'm excited to learn how I'm going to be able to accomplish the restitution of any drawdown that this could have created, but hasn't. And I'm thankful for that. See the difference between what I would otherwise would have been said by somebody in a tweet. Man, I fucked up today. I took that trade and it was a fucking loser. Man, I'm never going to get this. Think about that. Some of you may not tweet that, but you're thinking it when you do stupid shit in your demo or your funded account. Versus what I just said moments before that. We're recording positive self-talk. You never, ever, ever beat yourself up in reflection. Never do that.